For Confucians, that is, the scholar officials of most dynasties, wine drinking is an integral part of their professional life and private life. Many scholar officials enjoy the drinking in professional gatherings such as ritual ceremonies hosted by the court, such as sacrificial ceremonies to the heaven, the earth, or the moon. Such ceremonies often followed by drinking parties and poetry or painting competitions, depending on the host's plan. Wine drinking was also part of social gatherings, such as celebrating a good harvest in the autumn, rain praying ceremonies in the spring, or celebrations after an important civil service examinations, etc. Even Confucius himself was recorded in the Analects that only in his wine did he not limit himself, although he never got drunk. I'm Dr. Gao, a philosopher obsessed with poetry. I make videos about classical Chinese poetry, philosophies, and traditional Chinese medical literature. If you like the contents of my videos, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. So if you would like to read the original Chinese text with me, please contact me. Here's my email address. Now, let's look at the Taoist view on wine drinking. Theirs is a mixed one. On one hand, drinking excessively is frowned upon. This view is clearly expressed in the Tao Te Ching, the Taoist classic. It is regarded as harmful and often lead to disorder. The other Taoist classic, Zhuangzi, also states in its chapter 4, 以礼饮酒者，使乎志，常逐乎乱. Drinking at a ceremony often starts orderly but ends in disorder. When drinking excessively, people become raucous. However, on the other hand, wine drinking is also regarded as one of the paths to achieve harmony with the nature or Tian. For a Taoist, the ideal state of being is to be one with the nature, which means that one integrates his or her spiritual and physical aspects as one, cultivates his or her vital energy or qi, aligns himself or herself with natural patterns, and connect with the transformation of all things. There is another passage in the Zhuangzi explaining this point more clearly. Now, let's look at that passage from Zhuangzi chapter 19. When a drunken man falls from a carriage, though he may be injured, he will not die. His bones and joints are the same as those of a sober man, but he is not injured in the same way, for he has kept his vitality intact. He is not aware whether he was riding or falling off a carriage. Death and life do not concern him. Hence, he is not fearful of being hit by things. A drunken man can be so intact because of wine. How much more could a man achieve when he is kept intact by Tian? The sage dissolves himself in the transformation of heaven, hence nothing can injure him. So, according to Zhuangzi, a person has his heavenly endowed nature, just like everything else. But he also has his judgment and preference that he would impose on how things should be around him. When he is sober, his judgment and preference might lead him to what is against the natural course of things. He is in control, or he believes that he is in control of how things ought to be. However, when he is drunk, he is no longer in control of himself or the things around him. He has lost himself and lets things happen to him. This means that a drunken man is better aligned with what heaven endowed in him. That is, his natural response to what happens to him than a sober man. In other words, drinking wine helps him to not only letting go of his ego and all the baggage with it, but also, by the same mechanism, to experience what it is like to be aligned with his own nature and the world around him, just for the moment. In this sense, wine drinking becomes the medium for achieving an ideal Taoist state of being, that is, being one with the world. By the time of the early Jin dynasty around the 3rd century AD, this idea had become the accepted view on wine drinking. It is in this sense wine drinking was celebrated as a spiritual practice by the Taoists. Another aspect of the Taoist understanding of wine drinking is closely related to the belief of the healing power of wine. Since ancient time, wine is used either as a remedy or an important ingredient in many medicinal formulae for many conditions. The Taoists certainly take this on in believing the healing power of wine. I'm Dr. Gao, a philosopher obsessed with poetry. I make videos about classical Chinese poetry, philosophies, and traditional Chinese medical literature. If you like the content of my videos, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. If you would like to read the original Chinese text with me, please contact me. Here's my email address. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you next time.